Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to make a quick video just talking about two concepts when it comes to trading that I think are extremely important, but that are really completely separate things, and that's going to be the analysis and the execution. Okay, when it comes to trading, you're going to spend most of your time just sitting on your hands and waiting for those great setups. And that is probably the hardest thing, I think, as traders. And this is something that affects me as well, and I have to make sure to keep it in check, is just being patient and waiting for the trades to really present themselves, because we're always so tempted, to just click buttons to get into positions because we want that hit of adrenaline, all that dopamine of being in a position. You get all excited, but in reality, this sounds like a weird thing to say, but trading should be boring. Like, trading should be a very boring and repetitive thing where you have your setups that you want to execute and not doing anything until you clearly see them. So when I'm talking about analysis, I'm talking about what you see over here, for example, on the screen. This is exactly the same screen that I shared on this last weekend's market analysis video. This is the NASDAQ market, the 1 hour chart. I have my longer term volume profile. I have my high volume and low volume areas marked off. I have my main levels here. This is the high time frame levels in orange and the lower time frame levels in gray. And then I also have this black level marked off, which if I just go into the daily, you can see I talked in the market analysis video. This is obviously the first logical area or target to the upside. So this is our analysis. But now when it comes to execution, if we think you're going to go there and you want to execute a long trade to get in there, that's a completely different thing, because there's so many variables that can happen. Like, let me just zoom out, bring up the profile again. I mean, you can see we're already open for the week, but it is Sunday night, so we're just in the early Asia hours. Not a lot of movement is going on. So this is that target we've been talking about. And you see this and you think, oh, this is so close to this, I'm just going to market long here. But, there's so many things that can happen right now. This could literally do something like this and then go into the target, okay? And, just because you had this level marked off that's very close and you say, oh, it's definitely going to go there, I'm just going to mark it long. Where are you going to put your risk? How's your risk reward going to be on the trade, etc.? So just because you have a good analysis, and I mean, I'm very confident on all these levels, but I just marked all these levels and areas. I talked in the analysis about after this target, I'm focusing on this one, which was this whole down move, inefficient move. We created a gap into the 19,500s. So if we do something like this, and I see a very strong hourly close up here, now I'll be looking to get long on pullbacks into this low volume node area, which I would then make green, and I would turn this. We have this high volume node. I would look to, for this area, you can see support, resistance. If now we're above it, if we're coming down into it, now I'm looking for support again with a clear invalidation, let's say, under this swing low, under the point of control. Okay. But when it comes to analysis as well, we got to understand even the journaling of your trades as well. Do you have a trading journal? Do you have, do you keep statistics, or you analyze how your day went, how many trades you took, what the risk reward was? Did you follow your plan? Did you, put in a good risk, let's say, I don't know, 2% on the trade, or did you over leverage on the trade, etc. So it's so important to not only do a thorough analysis, but then know that, when you're making an analysis, you can create a trade plan, but we cannot know for certain what's going to happen. We're not trying to predict. We have an inkling, like if I see this, for me right now, this was obviously a very bearish move. We dumped here for 3 straight days. But now this, for me, is a very bullish. The fact that we held here, we're making higher highs. So that's what leads me to believe maybe a pullback into this area. This is a good area to look for longs at the bottom edge of this high volume node, for example, and looking for a higher low. So for me right now on the low term for next week, I am leaning bullish, especially like I said, if we have a strong close through this low volume node zone, then this opens up the scenario for here. But it's very important to know what your execution signals are and know that making a good analysis is obviously one part of the equation, but then knowing how to properly execute based off that analysis, making the scenarios. That's why I like to paint the scenarios. When I do my analysis, I say, okay, we're within this high volume node. I want to see a breakout and a retest for continuation. If we break out and we come back in and start rejecting again, then this was just a false break and we're most likely going to traverse to the other side. Then if we come down into this area, this is a good position where volumes drop off. So might be worth to look for a long setup here on the lower time frames, like on the 5 minute. If this fails, I know I want to have a tight stop because you can see this impulsive move. So we could very well have a deeper pullback into this area, which will be an even higher conviction long trade. I can also put a Fibonacci here and say, okay, this will be, let's anchor it even from the whole rotation. So you can see right in the optimal area here between 61.80, 75, etc. Okay, so it's just a little video showing you my thought process and how analyzing and executed are two different things, and it's very important to differentiate between them and just know that most of the time you're just going to have to be patiently sitting with all your levels and things that you've marked off, and you're just waiting for that high conviction moment where you're going to pull the trigger and you're going to execute. Okay, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you've been having a great week. If you have any requests or ideas for future videos that you're interested to see on the channel, leave them down below and I'll make sure to see if I can integrate those. As always, I want to be bringing you the most valuable content. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll see you in the next one.